What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Circus here. We're going to be seeing on the left side, we got Purrely, the deck that everyone is actually hating on. And on the right side, we have Branded. Um, I really wanted to see how this matchup is going to go. I was excited to see how this was going to be panning out. Branded and Purrely have some weird interactions, both being able to set up some disturbing interruptions, like not really like your standard like negate board. Mirror Jade doesn't target, so we'll have the protection from the from that field spell there, and just being able to do a bunch of stuff. And they'd have to spend a lot of life points to actually out a Masquerade as well. But I'm pretty excited for this matchup myself. I know a lot of people are hating on the Purrely deck for being like the Sky Striker of the format, but before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe, and well, let's see. We're going to start off by activating a fusion deployment here. We're going to be revealing the Granganol, summoning out the Cartesia. Crazy card, Starlight Rare, absolutely beautiful. Protects you from the imperms as well. And fusion deployment actually really helps the deck out a lot. Not getting hit with like something like Drolls as hard. We're going to be seeing a normal summon the Aluber here. Activating the effect, searching for the Branded Fusion. And nothing on res here. Also important to know, like, they have all these cards like, what am I going to say? Like, they have like Santa Claus and even the Karikura, but like it doesn't really hurt Branded that much. Like Karikura does obviously hurt, but Santa Claus doesn't really hurt at all. Like, what are you going to Santa Claus here? Going to activate Branded Fusion. He's going to say, yep, it's going to resolve here. We did activate the Foolish Burial, and we're going to be going for the Albaz as well as the Bellion here. Going for that Albion play. It's just kind of hard for like Purrely to actually play here. We're going to be activating the effects. Had to take a phone call quickly, so we're just we're kind of a little bit waiting, going through our stuff. This was I believe this was round 1. One of the people were trying to see if they could time to show up or not, but they did not have time. But we're going to see us go for the Masquerade here, banishing the Albaz as well as the Tragedy that we sent off of the Foolish. Then we're going to be tagging out into the Lubellion here. We do have the Lost Up as well, so being able to search. This is a weird part. Like, a lot of people see like, oh yeah, you want to end on these boards of like Mirror Jade. I don't really feel like Mirror Jade's that good against Purrely going first. If you can set up a Masquerade and like a huge board, it's hard for them to out something without going to the Zeus line. And so if you're able to get like a bigger board on the field, with like a Granganol or being able to make a Masquerade during their turn, and then also make the copy of Chimera, it can be very, very good. Here we're making the Granganol. Leaving these big bodies on the field is also very important as well, because it is hard for them to out some big bodies. They do have the Nightingale that can attack directly, to make that this quick and easy Zeus. That requires them to get two level 1 on the field, which again is not very hard, but something we can still deal with. And here we're going to add the Albion off of the Branded Brandon Lost here, and then we're going to be dumping the Lulu Wallith off of the Granganol. We're going to be activating the Albion here, sending the Retribution to the graveyard, then drawing. And here we're going to be setting a card. I believe we had 2 Nadir Servants in hand, so we set one because we didn't need it for the follow-up. And we have Quem that we can summon out, Albion, as well as the as Lulu. Yeah, we have Lulu, Blazing Cartesia, and Albion that's going to activate during the main phase 3 here. We're going to be adding the branded in red to our side of the field. Or to our hand here. Then you definitely activate the Cartesia to add back. And then lastly, the Lulu will be summoning out the Quem potentially. And then, yeah, Quem here. Quem is crazy. That card's just absolutely insane. If anyone hasn't read it, like leaving the extra deck is like such a weird clause. To do. And we're going to be sending the Albion to the graveyard because now it acts as a Fallen of Albaz for that branded in red. So we can go to the into the Mirror Jade or another line if needed to be. We're going to see the field spell being activated here, paying 600. And you guys are going to be seeing the power of Masquerade here. Activate a Sleepy Memory. And then you're discarding the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. Something with that Purrely there. And then I believe here we see the Purrely effect. Or it looks like we're thinking if we're going to be chaining the... we could chain and make the... Why are we chaining the branded in red here? Summoning out... They're adding back the Albion. He's going to be chaining the Salvation here. I'm not too sure why he's going to be chaining the Salvation. I guess maybe trying to not... Or trying... I have truly no clue. Maybe trying to get us not to pop the field spell. Because he has another one here. Then he's going to be hitting off the Purrely there. And we make the Chimera. And it's going to be Chimera 1, Quem 2, Lost 3. And Lost is going to be able to reborn, I believe, the Albion. Yeah, Albion does have Albaz in this card. It is in the fusion descriptions. And then the Chimera will be drawing one, and then obviously getting rid of those two. And then here, Albion is not going to activate, but we do have the Mercurier in our hand. He's going to activate a second of the field spells. He's going to activate My Friend Purrely here, which I think we know he has. And then we ask, what do we know you have in hand here? We're going to hit it with an Ash Blossom to not be able to search. He does have the other My Friend. Discarding the Cobalt Sparrow here. Summoning out the second Purrely. And now we know the last... Or actually, we don't know the last two cards in hand. Then we're going to be negating the Mercurier, or we're going to be negating the Purrely with Mercurier. He's going to normal summon out the Effect Veiler. So now we do know the last card in hand is the Cobalt Sparrow there. And he's going to have to just do a Zeus Swipe. Yeah, he asks, do we know what we have in hand? And we show him the Ad Libitum as well as the Cartesia. And then there's two unknowns. I know one of them happens to be an Nadir Servant. He's going to go double attack. Letting us take that 8k. He is very down on the life points there. Not 8k, the 800 attack. He's low on life points, burning with the Masquerade. It doesn't seem like a traditional board, but you just have to just go as much as you can essentially. And Chimera or Mirror Jade and getting that that negate with Mercurier live was pretty valuable to me. I guess instead of Chimera, we could have gone for the like if we would have chose to go for whatever his name is instead. Here, what's interesting is he does pass and doesn't just wipe on his own turn. I'm not too sure. Maybe trying not to get that Albion effect to activate during the end phase. But Battling to Your Servant is really dead. So we're going to have the Branded Infusion here. Not Branded Infusion. Branded Infusion, sending the Albaz as well as the Mercurier, which is going to make the Rinbrum, which is going to be forcing out the Zeus. Also another reason why I think Mercurier is very important. And then we're going to activate the effect of Quem here, and then the Branded Lost, bringing back the Albaz, and then we can activate the effect to send. And we're also going to add the second Blazing Cartesia here. They're going to activate the Albaz effect, sending the Cartesia to graveyard, because we already have a second one. And they're going to be chaining the effect of Rinbrum here. And then they're going to be chaining the effect of Zeus here, and it's all going to be fused away, and we're going to be bouncing back that Zeus, but that doesn't really matter because they are on 2 Zeus anyways, I believe, because of Kashtira, and it really makes no difference. We have now a Rinbrum engrave, Albaz engrave, as well as we're getting Albion Effector in the end phase, and we have a Cartesia as well that we can special summon here. And we're going to see Cartesia special summoned out, and we're going to activate the Sorenir, banishing the Mercurier, which is going to get us another plus, and they're just going to scoop it up there, realizing that's going to be enough for game itself. So now moving on to game 2, we are going to be seeing Purrely most likely going to be choosing to go first, which is kind of scary. And Noir is very good, but it does get easily outed with a Kaiju. I'm not playing the whatever his name is, Santa Claus. I don't think the card is that good in Branded, to be honest. I prefer a Gamma Seal or any Kaiju because I don't like the idea that summons it in defense. I get it for like the Purrely deck because you want to be able to Zeus, but like I said in my deck profile, I just don't think it's needed. You don't have these huge bodies that can out these 25 defense, and then they get a draw if you don't out it. So it's just like, okay, have a turtle, 22 attack. I can crash into it with even Albion. So it's like I really just don't care about the 22 attack, as well as being able to tribute over whatever his name is, Ibly Lock. Like I'm not getting Ibly Lock that often, and even then, like we have some stuff for against that. Like we can play more Bestial if Ibly becomes that popular. But moving on into the game 2 here, we're going to see the field spell being activated, summoning up Purrely, activating the effect here, searching for My Friend, and then we're going to hit them with the Droll and Lockbird, the combo. And thinking on the Droll here, they can chain any of their quick play spells, potentially even a Call by the Grave. Going to hit with, I think that's Happiness. And then it's going to go into the Happy. And that beautiful super rare from OTS Pack 20. We're going to see them set 2 cards here. We're going to take a second to read the Happiness. I am not too sure what all the Purrelys do. All I know is Noir's got to go. We're going to see them equip. And then just pass on that. Where did they set My Friend before they activated? I'm not too sure why they would do that. But here we're going to be activating a branded opening during the draw phase here. Now that we can summon out the Quem, which is pretty crazy itself. And then we can activate the effect of Quem to send Retribution from the graveyard. I still can't believe the fact that they have all these cards that send. Like Retribution becomes crazier and crazier every set. Like even Albion send. We have Sornier Send. Um, and now we have Quem Send as well. It's like, holy. We're going to see a Rabu the Warlord flipped up here, which is not too great for us. Quem is a spellcaster, and we have a lot of fairies in our deck. So we're going to scoop it up there, not going to waste any more time. And that's going to be the Floodgate win there. We love Floodgates. But, it is the format. You get it. You play first. This is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of goes. You either play the outs or you don't. Sometimes you just fold to a Floodgate. I do wish they'd kind of control the power of Floodgates. Like, I remember when people were playing, like, Trap Tricks, or not Trap Tricks, Outlich and, like, Labyrinth with all these Floodgates. Like, holy, like, Skill Drain. Why are you bringing back Skill Drain at 3? Like, the game is based off of monsters. Dual monsters. Having these cards that just say, don't get any monster effects. Not too fun. I guess I can't say anything. I'm playing 5 Rainbow Magician. But, it is what it is, right? Sometimes you just lose to these Floodgates. We're actually playing some Floodgates in our side here, which you guys are probably going to be seeing, siding in to go first here. Tikaboo kind of goes hard against the Purrely deck. And we can play through Tikaboo very easily. Tikaboo hurts a lot of these decks. It kills Super Heavy Samurai. It kills Purrely. It kind of affects Sprite. It's hard for them to summon out some more of the Sprite monsters. It's decent against like your Trap Tricks decks. It's good against Labyrinth as well. We're going to see a normal summon of a Quem activating the effect here, sending the Retribution to the graveyard. And it doesn't look too good for us. We're actually going to be sending the Albion to the graveyard here. They're going to activate the Nadir Servant to add back the Albion, as well as send one from the extra deck. I don't know why we haven't sent yet. And we're like, oh yeah, why do we forget like the best part of our deck? Sending the Albion to add back, because Albion is treated as Albaz in the grave. Then we're going to activate the Albion effect, and that's going to be dumping the Retribution here, essentially trying to go for another draw by also getting the Albion in graveyard here. And then we're going to be seeing the end phase effect here of Albion going to activate to why are we thinking of setting Expulsion so bad? We're going to be searching for branded opening here. We're going to activate the branded opening and sending the Aluber that we drew off of the Albion. Here Angus is like, what do you mean? Why would you normal summon Quem and not go for Aluber if this is your play? But yeah, we drew Aluber off of the whatever it's called, the Albion here. So we're going to be summoning out the Aluber for more protection, and then adding the Branded Fusion for the follow-up here. We're going to see Pretty Memory being activated, and then we're going to hit that with Ash Blossom. We're going to hit us with a Field Spell here. I think we also have Droll as well, which is pretty nice. And here he's thinking, what does he do? Purely just playing the Droll a lot, which kind of does suck. We're going to see the normal summon of Purrely, activating the effect, searching my friend, getting hit with that Droll and Lockbird, and this is the format, guys. This is what you guys are going to be seeing. We're going to see Purrely activate the effect, making it into the beauty, which is why Purrely is insane. We're going to be seeing them attach the Quem, activating a second field spell here. Not the greatest, having multiple field spells is not the best, but Getting rid of that Clem is pretty nice. We're going to see them go into battle phase. Beauty's going to attack into the Aluber there. We're going to activate my friend. So if the card does get outed, they'll be able to add back the Purrely spell here. And here I think they're just going to pass their turn. They're going to go end phase. We're going to see that effect to equip here. And then we're going to see the Beauty effect to draw one more. We're going to activate the Branded Fusion here. It's going to hit with an Ash Blossom with Swiftness. Activate the Lubellion there. Searching for the Sorenir, which I believe will be able to beat over the Beauty. We're going to ban Retribution to add the Branded Opening back. Activate the Branded Opening, sending the Mercurier here. Going for the Aluber. Aluber effects going to activate here. And Beauty is going to negate. Kind of crazy that they have a negate as well. And then we're going to activate the Sorenir, banishing the Mercurier. Just going to be able to activate the effects here, searching for any Albaz related name. Going for the Albion once again here. We didn't even normal summon yet, so we really could just activate, add Albaz, normal summon Albaz, discard a card, and then pop off. But we're going to be sending the Albaz off the Albion and then drawing one card here. Just trying to draw those cards. We have 0 cards in hand, which is why we can't do the normal summon Albaz play, but we're going to set that. We're actually not going to set. No, we are definitely going to set. Then we're going to look at the graveyard. There's nothing else we have here. We don't even tag out. I don't get it. Why are we not tagging out Bestial, Sorenir into the Magnemite and then just playing the Lost on the field, which is just a bonus card. But we drew into the Tikaboo here, which is pretty nice. And then we're chaining the effect, summoning out the Purrely effect. Then we would activate the Purrely to add, and they miss. But it does deck thin a little bit. They're going to be setting a card themselves and setting a card face down. And going to be activating my friend to pay 500 and then search. Trying to go for that deck thinning there. Maybe just draw it out. Then we're going to set a card and pass. We're going to draw Fusion Deployment, which is just insane off the top. Going for that Cartesia. And we now, there's no way you don't Lubellion tag out. We can't do it anymore because of the fact that there's Tikaboo on the field. But this is just 100% a misplay. You would just you just get so much advantage off of the Lost. We're going to be turning the Aluber in attack and just start going, piercing those life points there. They're going to activate the effect to summon out the Purrely, and then we're going to be, attacking it with the Sorenir. They can activate the Purrely. They do hit, and then we're going to be redeclaring, just trying to get rid of it. But they are going down on their Purrely resources here, which is going to be very good. Like we see with the floodgates here. They do only play 6 of the main monsters. That's all they have. But once you get rid of those, they're pretty much sitting in the water here. And here we're debating if it's worth going into the Cartesia and the Aluber going into the Masquerade. We're thinking if there's any other targets we can do. And, we ask what's life points. We're at 9,000. They're a little bit lower. I activate a second my friend to search for Delicious here. And then we're going to be deciding the chain to go out for the Masquerade here, which is nice because if Masquerade gets outed, we're going to be able to bring back the Aluber, but they're going to be able to triple attack talents to take or they're going to be declaring the effect to draw 2. Trying to probably get rid of that. There can only be 1. Hoping to draw a Cosmic or maybe Twin Twister or whatever they're playing. They're going to be setting a few cards in their back row and a monster and passing here. And we're getting closer to time. We see another fusion deployment, just crazy. Putting the Grand on the field, getting out that Cartesia once again. Then we're going to go battle phase. Cartesia is going to attack into an Ash Blossom, taking some damage. Then we're going to be seeing the effect of Delicious, protecting the Ash Blossom, dumping that Salvation. And then summoning out that Purrely. Then we can attack into the Purrely with the Masquerade. Then we're going to look into the graveyard, seeing how many of the Purrely cards he has used so far and what he possibly could have left. Then we're going to be seeing the Sleepy Memory, I believe. Going to activate here to summon out the last Purrely from the hand, Purrely, I believe. And then the effect's going to activate here. And we are getting so close to time. We're going to be seeing them add the My Friend Purrely. Just going to deck thin, practically, and time gets called, and they lose to Masquerade, as well as paying for My Friend Purrely. We see those floodgates, taking game 2 as well as game 3 here with time on the rounds is kind of unfortunate. Floodgates kind of need to be a thing. We see Master Duel dealing with floodgates. Maybe we'll see the TCG do something with them as well, but I really doubt it. I hope that they do, though, because the format does get a little bit stale with them, like Tikaboo being absolutely insane. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see some more content like this. And let me know down in the comment section below what you guys would have done instead of either of us there, and what other decks you guys want to see in the upcoming duels. Remember to stay safe. Peace.